Good morning.
Morning, Tatiana.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, girls. Um, Okay, girls. Any questions so far? Any questions? Okay, ladies, and let's see if we can continue. So you guys are good on brightness, brilliance, and or contrast,
Yes.
grayscale, and bistable. Okay, girls. Now just a little topic that yes. Okay. Yes, okay, say yes, okay. Analog versus digital numbers. Right. And why are we talking about analog versus digital numbers? Mainly because later on we're going to talk about analog data. Well, not necessarily it's okay versus, but it's okay, we can say it's okay, digital data. Now, when we say analog numbers, for instance, we is okay, what we can call is okay, related to is okay to the real world. One thing about analog numbers is that they are going to be as okay unlimited. And that means yes, okay, make them continuous. Whereas if you go to it's okay, digital or digital numbers, or even it's okay, digital data. Now, once we say it's okay, once we use the word digital, it's okay, that automatically is okay becomes, we can say it's okay, computer related. It may sound strange, but actually, as the numbers are actually, that's okay, limited. As a matter of fact, yes, okay, in the computer world, there's only two numbers, which is 0 and 1. That's digital numbers. And mainly it's okay due to that, well, okay, what you say is okay, that the values are discrete. An example of that is that, okay, yes, it may be rounded up. Is that clear? Now, what we later on is okay, we'll then talk about is okay, as we can say, it's okay, the data. And one thing about it is okay, what we can say is okay, analog data. Is that okay, yes, that's going to, we can say it's okay, unstable. Another thing is okay, yes, that it may is okay, change by time or change in time. Is that clear? Whereas, okay, the exact opposite is going to be as okay when we talk about as okay, digital data. Okay. And we can also say it's okay that analog data is okay because I think it will have a relatively it's okay slow processing. Whereas for digital data, we can mainly say it's okay that is going to be as okay more stable. It's most likely not going to change with time. And we can say it's okay, the processing is going to be as okay faster. Is that clear? Now, ladies, the whole reason that we find this okay needed to talk about analog versus digital. It's mainly as okay due to is okay, we can say as a kind of the data that your system may be utilizing. And mainly as okay to understand that. Mainly as okay to make you go just okay, understand that. I will recommend that all of you as okay jump. And that's why I say that's okay. This chapter is going to be a little bit jumping back and forth, especially in the beginning. So girls jump to page 4, and that's okay, 247. Is everybody there?
Yes.
Good. And you went to 247?
Yes.
Good. And on page 247, yes, okay, you may see a figure which is 15.7. Do you see that?
Yes.
Good. Okay, go. So let me just try to see if I'm able to just okay reproduce this. So what we mainly have here is okay. This is the transducer. and what the transducer is going to just okay be doing. Now, please keep in mind that okay, the rest of this diagram here is pretty much okay what comes after the receiver. So just so you guys understand, the receiver will be as okay, and okay, the schema here will be as okay somewhere here. Okay. Now, after that, does the data from the transducer via the receiver is okay go to what we as okay will call it. It's going to be as okay a scan converter. And just a little bit okay, we talk about is okay what a scan converter is going to be. But this kind of scan converter here is going to be as okay what we'll call analog to digital scan converter, or we can say it's okay A to D scan converter. After which we can mainly say it's okay that the data is going to just okay go to what we'll call the memory. Now, two things can happen after the memory. But I'm just going to just okay, first it's okay, reproduce what we have in the book. And that's because okay, it's going to go to just okay another kind of what we can just okay say scan converter. But this scan converter is going to be as okay digital to analog scan converter, which also can be as okay called the D to A scan converter. Is that clear? After which the main is okay will have, we can say it's okay our display. Now, those of you who don't know how the display is going to be, it's okay. That's going to be it's okay. Any media onto which it's okay the image information is shown or displayed. Or you can say it's okay, put out for it's okay, viewing. Okay. Now this display here is okay, can be digital. It can be analog. Just give me a second, please. Is that clear? Okay, so the whole purpose of yes, okay, talking about is okay, analog versus digital. Analog versus digital. It's mainly because okay, it's going to we can say it's okay, two different kinds of data that is going to just okay be utilized, or that we can say it's okay, or signals is going to just okay traveling from yes, okay, the transducer to the final destination, which is going to be yes, okay, the display. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, girls. Now, the transducer, your transducer, as we may say. I think that's just, it's okay with the color. The transducer is always analog. Or we can say, it's okay, the transducer always is going to, yes, okay, be primary, yes, okay. The information that it will receive is going to be, yes, okay, analog. And you, yes, okay, the information that it transmits is going to be analog. Is that clear? And the main point that we actually is okay, well, it's okay, be referring to, yes, okay, when we say that, okay, that the transducer is analog, is that, okay, yes, unlimited data. Is that clear, girls? Okay, now please keep this here as okay in mind, because okay, that's going to become yes, okay, handy in the next chapter. So when we said that, okay, yes, analog data was unlimited. Okay, that's mainly as okay, going to be as okay, the point that we will refer to as okay, take along with us when we say it okay in the next chapter. But transducer, and it doesn't really matter, it could be as okay, it could be a mechanical transducer. It could have been as okay, any of the array transducers. That doesn't really matter. They are all going to as okay receive, and you can say as okay, the information that they will send or the data they will as okay transfer is always going to be analog data. Is that clear? So here's okay, the type of transducer, multifocal, single focus. Okay, which kind of array transducer, it doesn't really matter. So all transducers, we can say, okay, all the transducers are always going to be analog. Because okay, to receive analog data, and okay, as a matter of fact, well, okay, yes, the data or the information that it transfers is going to be analog as well. Did you girls get that?
So is it only the data that is being transferred that's
No.
going to be analog?
No,
Or it's going to be both
even the
change?
information that it receives.
Okay.
Clear? But the main thing that we was okay, we'll talk, okay, say about is okay. All that we're going to is okay, we're referring to as okay, when we say that it is analog, is that it's going to is okay, be unlimited. So the next component, well, okay, of course, that's okay, as I said, after the receiver. Because we come in, it says, okay, from the transducer to, yes, okay, to the scan converter. That's okay, your signals pass through the receiver. And what the receiver does, we already talked about that in the previous chapter. Okay. Right now, we just going to, yes, okay, then talk about, yes, okay, the two different forms of data that we may have, which could be as okay, either analog or digital. Okay, now ladies, when we say yes, okay, analog versus digital. Data. Just consider these as being as okay, two different languages. Is that clear?
Yes.
Mainly because because okay, the way that okay, yes, data is going to be as okay expressed in what we can call as okay, the analog language or analog form is going to be different from as okay, the way that is going to be as okay, be processed or understood as a data form. Or digital form of data, sorry. Digital form, sorry. Okay, so right now we can mean it as okay, that okay, as if you consider these two things, these two forms of data here as two different languages. That will mainly mean that okay, yes, if something is being said in analog or being spoken in an analog language, the digital system will not be able to yes, okay, understand it, and or vice versa, unless that it is translated. So what your analog to digital scan converter mean is going to say, well, okay, yes, there's somebody over here which speaks in analog language, but there's going to be something here which is going to be as okay digital. Now, if the analog data mean yes, okay, just had passed, because yes, okay, directly like this to the memory, which is going to be digital. The memory would not understand what the blue, the analog information was, or what message was that the analog information was trying to, yes, okay, convey, because it doesn't understand the message. Why doesn't it understand the message? Because it is being spoken in a language that the digital person doesn't understand. So what the scan converter means is just going to say, well, okay, I hear information. I receive information in an analog format. That information needs to be as okay conveyed to as okay to a digital component or whatever. So what the scan converter is going to do mainly is okay, just translate. So mainly as okay, because here it listens or receives info in an analog format, but translated into a digital format. But okay, that's why we call it okay, an analog to digital scan converter. Because it receives an analog and convert it into a digital format. Did that make sense? So what the scan converter mainly is okay, just does is it okay that it translates from the data that it receives to the data that is going to, yes, okay, send out. So here, yes, okay, your data, because from the transducer, yes, okay, via the receiver, yes, okay, the data was analog. But what is going to happen in the first scan converter is that, okay, yes, it gotta be translated from an analog format into a digital format. So you try, yes, okay, your scan converters are nothing but mainly as okay, we can say as okay, a translator where it's going to just okay, translate what it hears or as okay, where it receives into just okay, another language or another format of data, which is going to be as okay, analog to digital. Is that clear? Just like ladies, it's okay. If I start speaking, it's okay. One of the 5 other languages that I know, which you don't know. You're going to say, what the is this guy bugging about? Right? Okay. So then you may ask somebody, well, is there somebody who can, yes, okay, translate what Mike just said into English? Is that clear? So you probably ask, okay, well, how just okay, you can say, okay, put a translator in between. Okay. But what is it that he or she will hear? He or she will hear, okay, what I'm saying. Process that, and okay, yes, speak in English. So I may say something in Pashto. That person will hear that and then translate it into English so that you can understand it. Did that make sense? So your scan converters are mainly as okay, just going to as okay, because it's okay, translate in one form of data into another form. Did you ladies get that?
Yes.
Okay. And why did we need this first conversion here? Or it's okay, from analog to digital? Mainly because it's okay, the memory is going to be digital. And as you may see, it's okay, as we may, it's okay, talk about later on is that digital data, ladies, is meaning that's okay, just going to be as okay as series of zeros and ones. So anything is okay written in computer language, or we can say, okay, in a digital format or digital data, is just going to be as okay, a long or short series of zeros and ones. Did that make sense? But this was mainly as okay, just your memory. Or we can say, okay, the memory of the system. Is that clear? Now, what we mainly then also can say is okay as that, okay, as now the display here, at least okay, the display that we use in this example here is going to be as okay, analog. Now, mainly because the memory is okay, well, okay, it received, well, okay, you say it will receive the data in a digital format, but it was converted, yes, okay, from the transducer of it, it's going to, yes, okay, be analog. So yes, okay, that data before it reached the memory, yes, okay, was converted from analog into digital, so that the memory could understand the info received and transmitted by the transducer. Now, likewise, yes, okay, if your display is analog, if your display is analog, and you, yes, okay, if you, yes, okay, for instance, yes, okay, had directly bombarded it with digital data, it was not going to be able to understand it, because as I said, it's two completely different languages. So if I didn't speak English and you girls wanted to just, okay, convey a message to me, you'll be speaking in English, I say, I have no idea what you girls are saying. Is there somebody who can translate the words coming out of your mouth into a language that I will be able to understand? So that's why it's okay, just like it's okay for the memory to understand, it's okay, the data that was transmitted by the sent by the transducer, which was analog. Likewise, okay, if our display is analog, well, okay, yes, the data that is going to be transferred from the memory onto the digital display, analog display, sorry. Again, yes, okay, we have to get converted from a digital format into an analog format. And that's going to happen, yes, okay, in the second translator. Or we can say another scan converter, which is going to be a digital to analog. Why would it be digital? Because, okay, digital to analog because it receives data in a digital format, but it's going to just, okay, convert it into an analog format. Mainly so that, okay, yes, this monitor here, this screen here, or okay, whatever, it can even, yes, okay, because it's okay, as you may say, it's okay later on, it may, yes, okay, be a printout. Might have been analog. Is that clear? So only, yes, okay, if the memory in the data, which is digital, was converted from digital into an analog, it could be displayed on an analog display. Okay, where we here says, okay, display mainly is okay, could be as okay. Mainly will be as okay, we can say it's okay, screen or monitor. But even yes, okay, maybe it's okay, a printout. Did that make sense? Now, some of you will say, so what does that, what's going to be as okay, the difference, or how we would know as okay, whether we have an analog display. Now, ladies, when you go to, yes, okay, to, we can say, yes, okay, should we say the scanning labs? Okay, you may see that, okay, as some of the monitors, or you may, yes, okay, call the screens of your systems, have, okay, it's a big bottom behind them. That's an analog display. Okay, now the other kind of displays that we may have, which is getting more and more common nowadays, we can put it this way, is going to be a digital display. So that's okay. There may be instances that's okay where we have that's what we can call is another kind of display, which would be digital. Now, when we talk about digital displays, ladies, those are flat screens. So your flat screens, your plasma screens, all that, those are digital displays. Even, yes, okay, your television. The televisions that we got nowadays, plasma, flat screens, and smart TVs, just okay, yes, because that's okay. The ultimate are digital TVs. Is that clear? Whereas if you girls remember, it's okay, the TVs that you might have been growing up with in your childhood, where okay, they had a big bottom behind them. Okay, probably not something that you could just okay hang up on your wall. Let's put it that way. Okay, those were analog TVs. Did that make sense? But the whole difference between us, okay, well, okay, that's okay. You can say it's okay, appearance-wise. That's okay. How they is okay physically may look different. But it's not just as okay looking different that made it okay as a plasma or as okay say digital versus analog. but it's actually it's okay was the kind of signals that they were receiving or are receiving. Because those analog TVs would receive signals in form of analog data. Whereas, okay, I said later on became as okay, what you can call as okay, digitalized. So yes, okay, your digital or plasma screens or flat screens and things like that, or smart TVs, they are not receiving information. Or you can say, it's okay, your television signals or cable signals are not analog anymore. They are digitalized. Did that make sense? Did that make sense? You may have one of those analog TVs in your home. You may even as okay try to as okay you can say connect the cable. Well, nowadays you don't even have cables, right? Okay, for your TVs. But even if you yes okay are able to yes okay you can say connect your TV or analog TV through a modem, you are not going to get anything displayed on this TV because the TV does not understand the signal that it is receiving. Why? Because that is going to be a digital signal. That analog TV only understand analog signals. Okay. So when they yes okay, I remember yes okay in around 2007, 2008, they were going from yes okay analog to yes okay making it all digitalized. So people yes okay who had those cable boxes and things like that, who had to go to yes okay to the cable company to yes okay get okay yes a converter installed into their into the cable boxes, mainly so that okay that digital signal could be converted into an analog format, because it's okay their TVs were still not flat screens or plasma screens or whatever you call it. Did that make sense? So it's real nice, okay, the shape, you can still, okay, as have a digital TV, which maybe is okay, looking like, okay, one of those old day TVs. It's all about, as okay, the format of data. Did that make sense? So it's okay, if in a system, we have a digital display, where we can say it's okay. You mean it's okay, well, it says okay. When you go to the lab, you'll see that okay, as the display is mean as okay, or the screen is mean as okay, going to be as okay. We can say that will be a flat screen. Okay. Now, ladies, mainly because okay, in this case here, it's okay that your digital, that your display is digital. That's why it does not need this second converter here. Because okay, the data from the memory is digital, and okay, yes, your display is digital. That mainly mean that okay, yes, you can mean it says okay that they speak the same language. So in that case, that's okay. We actually that's okay. Well, because it's okay. Yes, okay. You will not have this second converter here, because okay, the data can go straight from the memory onto the digital. Did that make sense? Because here it's okay, the data was digital, and even it's okay, here it's okay. If it was a digital display, it was going to be able to okay understand information that will come from the memory. So it doesn't need to be converted into an analog format. Is that clear?
Yes.
Right, okay. So we can again say it's okay. If this was me speaking in any language that you girls didn't understand, for you girls to understand, yes, okay, it first has to get translated. Okay. But if I find that's okay, you girls were speaking to an audience that was okay as speaking another language is okay, analog language. That's okay. That first had to get translated from English into just okay, that other language. Whereas okay, is if I went on like this, I was like, okay, I say something, it was translated. Some of you heard it, the message, and some of you didn't. And some of the other girls will then ask, okay, what did Michael just say? You can make it okay, just convey that message in English. So it didn't really, it's okay, need to get converted. Because okay, you speak English, and okay, the people who didn't get the message in the first time, it's okay, speak English. Yep. But it's okay. If you have an analog display, the data from your memory as it's okay, you can say it's okay, reconvert from a digital format back into an analog format. Any questions?
No.
Good. Okay, ladies. Now, something that we will talk about in, okay, yes. A little bit later, but yes, okay, I made it okay, just want yes, okay, display it, yes, okay, on the diagram. And you can actually, yes, okay, mark it if you want. And we can mainly say that I says, okay, any processing here, any of this processing here is going to be as okay, what we'll call pre-processing. So you can mean that okay, pre-processing is mean as okay, that's going to be processing of data. Prior to the data being stored in the memory. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can mainly say it's okay, any processing of the data before it is stored in the memory is going to be referred to as pre-processing. So you can mean it as okay, whatever happens prior to it's okay, the data is okay, ending up in the memory. All that processing will be it's okay, an example of what we would call pre-processing. Pre mainly is okay because it is prior to be stored in the memory. Now, if there's somebody doesn't know what the word prior means, prior mainly is okay, just means before. Which you can mean is okay, say it's okay, will be it's okay. Pre or ahead of. Is that clear? Whereas after that, we can mainly says, okay, any processing of data, whether it goes this way or whether it goes this way, but we can say, okay, view mainly is okay, call that post-process. So what's going to be post-processing, we can mean is okay, say yes, okay, that will be the processing of data after it is stored in the memory. Is that clear? Whether it's okay, take this path here, will be post-processing, or whether it's okay, it goes like this, will be considered as post-processing. Okay, girls? Now just give me 5 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay? Okay. Okay, girls. So, okay, let's just go back. Okay, so that's going to be as okay, post-processing. I hope all of you will know that, okay, post means after. After what's going to be as okay, the pre and post requirement, or pre to what and post to what, after memory, or after data is stored in the memory. Is that clear? Okay. Now, since we just as okay, briefly as okay, are added, just okay, keep in mind that okay, as post-processing is going to be as okay, what we can call as okay, irreversible. Whereas post-processing will be as okay, reversible. Okay. So these are going to be as okay, 2 points that we mean as okay, will be referring to as okay, once we start talking about magnification. But generally speaking, as okay, all pre-processing is irreversible, which means okay, once done, it can be undone. Whereas okay, as post-processing will be considered to be reversible, which may mean that okay, as although being done, but it can always be reversed. Or you can say undone. Is that clear? Okay, but I don't think that anybody should have any doubt that okay, as this figure That's okay, 15.7 is okay as very, 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 very important. Is that clear?
Yes.
Right, okay. Okay, goals. If we just, okay, let's just try to, it's okay, just briefly, it's okay, remake this. So we say it's okay, transducer. That means it's okay, converts, okay, send data to, just okay, this scan converter here, which was, we can say, okay, this was analog, so it's going to be, okay, analog to digital. Scan converter. Okay, and what this analog to digital scan converter here is going to do, convert analog data into digital data. Okay, and we can mean it says, okay, so the processing of, it says, okay, analog to digital data. Is by process called digitizing. So that's pretty much okay. That's what the analog to scan, digital scan converters is doing. It is actually, it's okay, digitizing the data. I mean, that's okay, converting it into, it's okay, a digital format. That process is called digitizing. Okay, girls? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, girls, now when we come back, just take, okay, as a short break, read a little bit on your as, okay, analog versus digital numbers. Read a bit on, okay, as your scan converters, and okay, as look at the, yes, okay, figure 15.7. Okay, and when we come back, yes, okay, we mainly, yes, okay, talk about, yes, okay, the two components of, okay, as digital data that will be used for, we can say, okay, digital imaging. Okay, which is the relative going to be, okay, pixels and bits. Now, bits is not only as okay for images, it's going to as okay be all computer data is going to be as okay be it's okay, we can say it's okay, expressed or using what we'll call bits. So I will see you ladies in, should we say, 20 minutes. So around 10:25 fixed. Okay. Okay, ladies, welcome back. Now, let's put it this way. Now we can say, okay, two components of digital data is going to be, okay, what we will talk about in the separate, it's going to be pixels. And bit. Now, as far as the pixels is concerned, that's probably going to be as okay, B is okay, against this okay. Or digital images. And why do we call it digital images? Mainly, that's okay, because it is going to be an image that is made up of digital data, which we will call a pixel. Is that clear? Now, some of you will say, yes, okay, Mike, do we have analog images? Yes, we do. I showed you, yes, okay, some analog images yesterday. Is that clear? So you can mainly say it's okay, any image that you actually is okay, print out and frame will be an analog image. Did that make sense? Now that analog image can be stored in a digital format on your, right, or as a digital image. Okay. Why? Mainly because, okay. No. Because it is stored in a digital form. So you can mainly, as okay, say that okay, any image that you have on your computers are going to just okay be digital image. Even as okay, images that you take with okay with your smartphones are digital images. Okay, but can you convert those digital images into an analog image? Yes. You say, well, okay, I want a printout of that image. Then it becomes okay an analog image. Did that make sense? Okay, so these two components, this here, these amines, okay, going to be okay, primary of digital data. Where pixels as wholly and solely as okay related to as okay the images. Bits any computer data, pictures, documents, letters, emails, computer programs, etc., etc., is going to be using yes, okay, data which is going to yes, okay, which is expressed as bits. Is that clear? So if any of you, yes, okay, at any point of your life, go and check, yes, okay, programming, any form of, okay, yes, okay, computer sciences, programming, computer languages, data processing, you name it. Okay, probably, yes, okay, one of the first things that you will be, yes, okay, introduced to is going to be, yes, okay, what the is a bit. Clear? Yeah, okay, pixels, you can say, it's okay, that means it's okay, only going to be, it's okay, we can say relevant if you talk about, as okay, things such as, okay, digital images and so on. So, okay. But the word pixel is actually, it's okay, made up of two things. So let's just, okay, look at it separately. Let's clear this out. Oops. Okay, oops. So first of all, yes, okay, what's a pixel? Now, pixel, if you look at it, the pix actually is okay, derived from picture. So we can actually say, okay, the pix of pixel is from this. Whereas the term EL is not because it is electric, but maybe that's okay, coming from, yes, okay, the word element. So a picture element. Now, please keep in mind, okay, this is when we talk about a digital picture. Or we can say more correctly say, it's okay, a digital image. The element of a digital picture is going to be referred to as a pixel. And why did they use the word element? Now, goals, I may take you back very far back in time. Or what did we say that an element was? What was an element?
A PCT?
No, I'm not talking about the active element.
Oh.
But okay, yes, good guess. I'm taking you even further back in time right here.
Can it be a module?
Pump it up.
I don't think I said it right. Never mind. I don't think it's right.
No, you said something. It may be right, it may be wrong. If it's right, then okay, yes.
A module, like from anatomy, physiology? Can
Okay.
it be like a body, like a, I don't know how to pronounce it. A module, yeah, like a body element.
No, it's not a molecule, my dear. If that's what you want us to say.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say, sorry.
No, okay, it's not a molecule, but a molecule actually is going to be made up of elements.
Oh, is it matter?
Okay. What about matter?
Like an atom or something?
So it means, okay, it was the basic component of matter, right? So mainly because, okay, it means, okay, that's part of the picture element, or which becomes pixel because it is going to be, okay, the basic component of what we can say is, okay, will be, okay, the digital picture is known as a pixel. Did that make sense? So we can actually, as okay, say that, okay, as if we have a picture of any size, let's not be as okay too complex here. Let's say it's okay, we have, okay, as the picture of an apple. Now this picture of this apple here is okay, or this whole picture here may actually is okay be divided into is okay something that may look like a grid. Like this, where each piece of this grid here is going to be a pixel. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So if you say that, okay, as if this picture of the apple here was a puzzle, then each piece of the puzzle was going to be a pixel, if you want to put it that way. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Now, two things. Because this image here, this image could have, okay, had been a small image, because, okay, small in size image. Let's say that, okay, as if it was 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. Which may mean that, okay, from here to here is okay, the size, okay, the measurement was 1 centimeter. And from here to here is okay, it was 1 centimeter. So we could actually say that this image here is okay, was going to be as okay, 1 square centimeter. That was going to be as okay, the area of this picture here. Whereas if we just, for instance, said that, okay, if that was the case, and we just assumed that, okay, as the number of pixels from here to here that we counted, it's 10 pixels. And likewise, okay, we count from top to bottom, it's going to be as okay, 10 pixels as well. On a 1 square centimeter image. We can actually say that, okay, as then the size of each pixel is going to, as okay, be 1 by 1 millimeter. Or we can say it's going to be as okay, 1 millimeter wide and 1 millimeter tall. So that's okay, the pixel size. Sorry. The size actually is okay, would be 1 millimeter square. Right, okay. Did that make sense? Whereas, if you, for instance, okay, increase the size of the picture. The picture size. So let's say it's okay, 10 centimeters. Which means that okay, from here to here, the size of the picture was going to be okay, 10 centimeters wide. And from here to here, it's okay, it was going to also be 10 centimeters tall. We could actually say that, okay, in that case, that's okay, the area of the picture would be as okay, 10 square centimeter. But it was the same picture of the same apple, but just as okay, from okay as a 1 square centimeter picture now converted as okay, printed into as okay, or as okay, enlarged into as okay, a 10 square centimeter. It's going to be as okay, 10 centimeters wide and 10 centimeters tall. But we actually as okay, will end up having okay, that the pixel size is going to be as okay, 1 centimeter or 1 square centimeter. But each pixel actually is going to be as okay, be bigger because it's going to be 1 centimeter wide and 1 centimeter tall. Where here is okay, it was only going to be as okay, the same pixel was in a smaller size. 1 millimeter wide and 1 millimeter tall. Did that make sense? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. But what we still will say is okay in both cases here is that okay, yes, we will still have okay, yes, will be as okay, the same pixel density. Okay. Where pixel density, now if you just look at the word pixel and density, it will mean it's okay, is going to be, it's okay, the number of pixels. Okay. Per, yes, okay, any unit of area. And here's okay, the unit of area is going to be as okay, square inch. So have we said, for instance, okay, not centimeter, but it's okay that it was 1 inch wide and 1 inch tall. Okay. Where we still had okay at the same number, okay, where we had okay a total of 10 pixels per inch and 10 inches per inch. Okay. You can mean says okay. That okay, 1 inch wide, or we can say 1/10 of an inch wide and 1/10 of an inch tall. But okay, if okay, could be as okay, we're going to be a total of 100 pixels per square inch. That will be as okay, the pixel density. Right. Whereas if you keep the number of the pixel or the pixel density the same, but we enlarge the picture to 10 square inches. Okay. Now, mainly, yes, okay, by increasing, yes, okay, the size of the pixel. Okay. Because we keep the number of the, or we keep the pixel density constant. That's going to cause, okay, as in the enlarged image, we will have, okay, as a lower pixel density. Because in a smaller image, it was 10 pixels per square inch. When we enlarge it and we kept the number of pixels the same, the pixel density is okay reduced because we're now going to not be 10 pixels per square inch, but actually it's okay just 1 pixel per square inch. Okay. So let's put it this way, girls. That we can see if pixel size is actually going to be as okay inversely proportional to the pixel density. Let's see what I mean here. This was your image. Let's just say that, okay, yes, that it is 1 inch wide and it is 1 inch tall. Did that make sense? Okay. I mean, that's okay, just to compare it. Again, here, because okay, a similar image is going to, it's okay, also be, it's okay, 1 inch wide. And for instance, okay, 1 inch tall. Now you can just label them as, okay, image A and image B. Now, if you, for instance, say that, okay, in the first image A, we will, okay, see that we have a small pixel size. Let's see. That, okay, is from here to here is, okay, there is 10 pixels. Likewise, okay, as from here, from top to bottom. It's 10 pixels. If we count like this. I mean, it says, okay, that we have a small pixel size, and that's going to cause that there will be, as okay, a greater number of pixels per square inch. As a matter of fact, yes, okay, we can just like in 1 square inch, we have a total of 100 pixels. Did that make sense? Okay, we actually can say it's okay. If you look at the pixel size in this instance, okay, each pixel is going to, okay, be 1/10 a square inch. Not 100, sorry, a square inch. Because in an area of a square inch, we actually were able to fit 100 pixels. And that's why we have, okay, as a great pixel density. Because we're going to be as, okay, 100 pixels per square inch. Yeah, okay, in the other instance, we can say it's okay. Like this. Now we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Likewise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you look here, yes, okay. If you look here, the size of each pixel is great. As a matter of fact, we can actually say, okay, that's going to is okay, be 1/25 of a square inch. There, okay. So we have a big pixel size, but we're going to have, okay, as a, okay, I'm just going to do it down here, low pixel density, because on 1 square inch, we actually is okay, we're able to fit only 25 pixels per square inch. Did that make sense? Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, mainly because goals, I mean, yes, okay, come to that later, that okay, yes, becoming says, okay, that if we look at it, that each pixel actually is okay, because it's okay as, because it's okay, digital image details. Okay. But the equation mainly will be that, okay, as we can see right now, is okay, that pixel size is going to be as okay, inversely proportional to pixel density. Okay. If instance that, okay, that we say that, okay, the size of the image is the same. Clear? Okay. But we actually can say that each pixel actually is going to, okay, store or hold on to image details. Which mainly will mean that, okay, yes, that smaller pixel size okay. Especially it's okay if okay at both of these is okay, or you can say it's okay images of the same apple. But mainly because this was made up of small pixels, we can actually say that this image here is going to is okay have a higher pixel density, and due to that higher pixel density, due to the smaller pixel size, actually is going to have okay as a greater, or let's say better spatial resolution. let's do this one. Oh, sorry, boss. Let's, I got lost. Okay. Now, some of you may ask, Mike, what will make this pixel? But that was okay, yes. A small pixel, or whether that was okay as big pixels, which actually is okay, makes it having a high pixel density or have a low pixel density. In your digital image, each pixel, which is going to hold data details, is made up of pulse. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So what is it that we see in image A? Well, okay, we have a higher pixel density, which is okay, the same as we in chapter 13 talked about pulse density. Right, okay. Back then we said, okay, better axial resolution. And lateral resolution. Here, yes, okay, that axial or lateral resolution mainly is going to just okay, be as okay, translated into what we call the spatial resolution. So we can actually just okay, do it this way and say that the pixel size is okay, historically as okay, are going to just okay, be inversely proportional to just okay, the pixel density. Where you can see here, it's okay, here, per square inch, we had a total of 100 pixels. 10 times 10, right? Okay, becomes 100. So this box says, okay, we start counting the pixels, actually it's okay, as 100 pixels per square inch. Whereas, okay, this bottom image here, which was clearly as okay, 1 inch tall and 1 inch, which you can say 1 inch wide and 1 inch tall. Okay, but it's okay, along the horizontal axis only had 5 pulses or 5 pixels. Along the vertical axis only had 5 pixels. So that's okay, it has a lower pixel density per square inch. Why? Because in 1 inch, that's okay, there was only as okay going to be 25 pixels. Did that make sense? But what actually is okay, make each of these pixels, yes, okay, each pixel in the digital image is actually as okay, constituted by a pulse. But where you can say it's okay, something which is smaller is going to have okay as a greater density. And something which is bigger is going to have a lower density. Right, okay, where we then can just say it's okay, this pixel density here mainly as okay is going to determine as okay what we will call as okay the spatial resolution. Which meaning it says, okay, the resolution or the accuracy of this, okay, we can say the image details in terms of space. So it all comes to us, okay, if we have a small pixel size, we will have a great pixel density. The greater the pixel density, pretty much, okay, yes, this one here. The greater the pixel density, yes, okay, that will give us, okay, as a good spatial resolution. Okay. Likewise, the lower the pixel density, will give us a poor spatial resolution. Where we actually would say, okay, what will be the spatial resolution? We can say, okay, the accuracy of the details shown in the image. Okay. Now, some of you may have seen TV programs where there's, okay, due to one reason or another, may, yes, okay, like, yes, okay, you can say hide the identity of the person who is speaking. Have you guys ever seen that?
No,
No? Okay.
I don't think I have.
Have you ever seen, but okay, as where the image actually is okay, goes from as okay, being as okay, a regular picture, where you actually can clearly see as okay, the person, to become big boxes. That's what they do. So what do? They increase the pixel size. And what that increase in the pixel size goes, that okay, as instead of being able to yes, okay, see a clear image of yes, okay, whoever or whatever should be as okay displayed. You can say, okay, you might have had, okay, as this was okay, as you can say, it's okay, yeah, good spatial resolution. How do we get, okay, as this accurate image here? Because of the small pixel size, which means it will lead to, it's okay, a great pixel density. Okay, but if the friend says, okay, once you okay, says, okay, hide the identity. I mean, it's okay, make sure that, okay, you won't actually be clearly able to see as, okay, this person's face, etc. What they may do is, okay, probably is, okay, use a pixel filter or something like that. And, okay, as the small pixels, where each pixel was like this, actually become, yes, okay, a big pixel like this. So what you actually okay see is that okay, yes, this whole image here, most likely. Usually it's okay, they'll just place it on the face. Okay, where okay, when you had small pixel size, which one means okay, going to be as okay, super okay, small microscopic dots. Each dot actually is okay, is increased into yes, okay, a big box. So what happened here? Mainly because of the pixel size increasing, you end up now having, okay, as a low pixel density. And that's mainly going to really cause that you end up having a poor spatial resolution. Did that make sense? Because what would that poor spatial resolution mean? Okay, you're not going to be able to just, okay, see the eyes, the nose, the ears, the face of the person. Did that make sense? Okay. And for Shag, I can only see as, okay, maybe you should watch some other TV channels now. Or where they may as, okay, try to censor out things. Okay. Some channels will do that as, okay, if, okay, as some nudity, for instance, as, okay, is being shown. They put on a filter. And what does that filter do? Filter out the nudity. Okay. How? Well, okay, yes. What you want to call it? Okay, mainly as, okay, just increase the size of the pixel. And by doing so, yes, okay, you will not be able to see, yes, okay, the juicy details, if you want to put it that way. Did that make sense? So that's how, yes, okay, they reduce, yes, okay, you can say, okay, that spatial resolution. Okay. So from this point and beyond, what we actually will say is, okay, where, yes, okay, on an image is going to determine what we call the spatial resolution, is going to be the pixel density. Did you ladies get that?
Yes.
So your spatial resolution, the resolution is still, yes, okay, accuracy of the details displayed on an image. Right, okay. Is going to be determined by the pixel density. And you can say, as okay, your pixel density is okay, may be determined by the pixel size. If the size of the image is constant. Is that clear? Okay, but mainly speaking, ladies, the lower the pixel density, the lower the pixel density, the poorer the spatial resolution. Greater pixel density, better spatial resolution. What may cause, okay, as a lower pixel density? Because the size of the pixel increased. This sensor picture here says, okay, here each pixel is bigger in size. Because, okay, the size of your TV screen or computer monitor is not going to increase or decrease. It remains the same. Clear? It may actually is okay, be the same picture that you're looking at, but because it's okay, the size of the pixel increases. You can say it's okay. Your spatial resolution is going to decrease. Why would the spatial resolution decrease or degrade? Because of the lower pixel density. Did that make sense? All ladies, if you look on your book, figure 15.5. You see A, you see B. You can say it's okay, pretty much okay, same picture sizes. Or we can say it's okay, of the same flowers. Did that make sense? Why is okay in picture B? The reason that you actually, it's okay, we'll be able to actually, it's okay, see each flower. And you can say accurate, detail, exactly, because of, okay, as the small pixel size. Which means, of course, okay, within this, okay, as image here, that's okay, it's okay, there's going to be, it's okay, accurate pixel density. Which actually leads to, it's okay, we can say it's okay, the best spatial resolution. Whereas if you look at picture A, if you look at it, it actually is okay, is boxes. You can actually see that, okay, as boxed out. That each box here is okay, is going to be, it's okay, a pixel. So practically, it's okay, in picture B, it's okay, the pixel size was so small that you actually couldn't distinguish pixel from pixel to pixel to pixel. Here, the size of the pixel is big. Which means, of course, okay, as the number of pixels that you have in, okay, as per square inch of image. Roughly, we can say that, okay, the image here is going to be, it's okay, 2.5 inches wide. And likewise, okay, as 2.5 inches tall. Here you actually, it's okay, wouldn't be able to just, okay, count the pixel density because of the very small pixel size. Whereas, okay, in picture A, you actually will be able to count the number of pixels. You can go on and count them. And that's okay, now how many pixels do I have in each square inch of the image? You'll find that that's going to be, as okay, a very low pixel density. What call that low pixel density? The increased size of the pixel. And if you look at picture A, it's okay. You may say, okay, that's okay. There's something that's yellow here. That's all. Okay, you may see as okay, some pinks in these two boxes, some pinks here, some pink here. But that's all. This pink here is okay, and this yellow could have been yellow candies. It could have been anything. You don't really know. Okay, so mean is okay because you don't really know what it is. That's mean is okay. Mean okay is the picture A here is mean is okay. An example of what we can call is okay a poor spatial resolution. But why due to is okay a low pixel density? Why does it have a low pixel density? mainly because in this instance is okay, the great pixel size. Did that make sense? Okay, but ladies, please, please, please. So far we have had three kind of densities, right? We had plane density. So plane density is okay, there was, because it's okay, the concentration of mass which unit was going to be as okay, kgs per volume. Which unit could either as okay be liter, or we could say as okay any unit of distance cubed. But that was okay as your main, that was your simple density. Now I may ask a dumb question. But density was an example of what? Or is density an example of? Yes. Anybody? Acoustic what?
Variable.
Variable. Good. Then we had, okay, another density. And we say, okay, that was pulse density. Okay, yes, okay, that was just going to be as okay, the concentration of, here we could say, okay, pulses per degree angle. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Yep. And when we talk about degree angle, that's okay, I mean, is okay, that angle of okay is of your sector. The last density is what we just talked about was pixel density. So we can mean this as okay, that's just going to be as okay, the concentration. Or we can say a number of pixels, because we can say okay, number of pulses per degree angle. Maybe because that's okay, or something that was countable. Clear? Okay, so we can say okay, the concentration of pixels. Oh, yes, okay. It's going to be as okay per square inch. Square on a watch as okay, picture or image. Is that clear? So you can actually have okay as two different sized pictures. Yeah, just say that, okay, this one here was 10 square inch. And this one here was 100 square inch. But they can still have, okay, yes, the same pixel densities. Okay. Why? Because yes, okay, per square inch. It says, okay, if in this image here is okay, there was, let's say, okay, 10 pixels in this way and 10 pixels like this. You mainly had, okay, yes, a pixel size, which was, okay, yes, 1 square inch. Whereas, okay, if we go like this and we say, okay, that there is 100 pixels in the width, and likewise, okay, yes, 100 pixels in the height. Each pixel is still going to be as okay, be 1 square inch. Did that make sense? So they were areas, okay, the same pixel density because of the same pixel size. Although in this image, that's okay, there was okay, as you can say, it's okay, 10,000 pixels in 100 square inches. Whereas here, there was 100 square, or there were 100 pixels in 10 square inches. Which mainly means, okay, the pixel density would be 100 per square inch. Okay. But the reason that they have the same pixel density and will have, yes, okay, the same spatial resolution. Although it's okay, smaller pixel size and okay, bigger pixel size, the pixel size will be the same. It's because of, okay, yes, the greater size of the image here versus here. Okay, so please remember, go that, okay, yes, there's going to be the pixel density that will determine your spatial resolution. And what will be the pixel density? That will be, yes, okay, the concentration of pixels, or we can say, it's okay, the number of pixels per each square inch. Okay. You mainly can say, okay, if the pixel is smaller, that's okay, you'll be able to fit more pixels into a square inch compared to, yes, okay, if a pixel is bigger, but okay, less pixels will fit into a square inch. Okay, so lower pixel density, poor spatial resolution. Greater pixel density, greater spatial resolution, or better spatial resolution. Okay, but you can have, yes, okay, 2 different sized pictures with same pixel density. Did that make sense? So we're going to come in, yes, okay, we're going to talk more about that when we get to, we can say it's okay, magnification, or what we call it, okay, enlargement of images. Any question, ladies? Okay. So just read a little bit on your pixels for, let's say, 5 minutes, and okay, then we come back and look at the bits. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, dear. Okay, ladies, welcome back. Now, the next thing is going to be as okay, what we call a bit. Now, bit as a word or term being used is actually as okay derived from 2 words or terms. One is going to be binary. The second one will be digit.
I take this.
Yeah, you can take it. Yeah, so we can say it's okay, either it's okay, the BI of your bit came from binary, or the IT from bit came from digit, whichever. But as I said earlier, that okay, what bit was mainly going to be is okay, that will be as okay, the basic unit of what we as okay can call as okay digital, or which we now as okay know that digital is from the computer world. Data. And the reason that they call it binary is actually just okay in the word binary, where the word bi actually means 2. Because it may sound crazy that okay, it's all computer data or bits. Actually, it's means okay, going to be made up of only 2 digits, which is 1 and 0, or 0 and 1. Is that clear? Where we actually can say that okay, as 0 is going to be 1 bit. And here's okay, here 1 is going to be 1 bit. That makes sense. But any computer data is made, it's okay, just be made up of a series of 0s and 1s. Of which will be as okay, the binary digits. What are the 2 digits? 0 and 1. Is that clear? Whereas if I write 0011 00111111, for instance, each zero is going to be considered a bit. Each one is going to be considered a bit. Did you ladies get that? So here actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's just erase a few. Okay, good. Because ladies, what we actually have here is a total of 8 bits. 00110011. That is 8 bits. And what 8 bits actually is going to be called is actually going to be equal to where you can call 1 byte. Did you girls get that? So 8 bits together makes up what you can call 1 byte. Did that make sense? Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Right, okay. Now the next thing that we can say is that 16 bits, which actually is is going to be equal to 2 bytes equals to 1 word in computer data. So a collection of 16 bits, which can be any random sequence of zeros and ones, makes up, because it's 16 bits, 16 zeros or ones in whatever order, will make up 2 bytes. The first 8 bits, 1 byte, the other 8 bits, another byte. But those 16 bits or 2 bytes makes up a word. In computer language. Or we can say it's as computer data. Did that make sense? So if I, for instance, let's just say in English, on real world, let's say wrote the letter or wrote the term. Hello. No, hello, yes, this was this was analog. This was how we spell the word hello in English. Okay. But says for your computer to be able to understand this word hello here. Actually, you say be able to store the hello it has to, yes, okay, be converted, yes, okay, into a digital format. Very Khomeini says, okay, that was going to be, yes, okay, made up of 16 bits or 8 bytes would make the word hello. Very Khomeini says, okay, it could have been something like this, 00000000000, because okay, 15 zeros and then 1. That's how it's okay. In the computer data word, that's okay, the word hello is being spelled. So what your scan converter from analog to digital does in your computer, it converts as okay, hello into as okay, a sequence of zeros and ones that will store it as okay in a digital format as a word hello. But yes, of course, if you would like to just okay, see that word hello written on your screen in a Word document or something like that, it got to be converted back from as okay, an analog data from a digital form into an analog form. And that's when you will see as okay, the word hello being typed on your screen. Is that clear? Okay. So in a bit, or what was going to be a bit, either that 0 or that 1. It's going to be a bit. 16 bits, or sorry, 8 bits makes up a byte. 16 bits, 2 bytes makes up a word. Did you ladies get that? So in digital, yes, okay, for in digital digits or binary digits or bits, there is no 3, there is no 2, there is no 4, there is no 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But it's okay, it's made as okay, there's going to be 0 and 1s. So something that may be written as okay, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 0, 1, for instance, is not digital because it had a non-binary digit. Because the computer will not understand what this means. Did you girls get that? So we can say, okay, that was computer science 101. Now, ladies, when we come to yes, okay, we can say, okay, for digital images, which we mainly already said, okay, that's what made up of pixels, right? What we can say is, okay, any pixel, big in size, small in size. Or we can say, okay, pixels of equal size, whether that was big pixels or pixels of equal size, there were small pixels. Right, okay. Will be having a number of bits. So each pixel And what we mean is, okay, we'll just say is, okay, yeah, irrespective of the size, will carry a number of pixels. We can just say, okay, just okay, make it simple, say that, okay, we have 2 pixels of the same size. But that same size mainly will mean that, okay, yes, they will have, yes, okay, because that's okay, the same. You say, okay, same pixel size. That will mainly lead to, yes, okay, them having, yes, okay, the same pixel density. Which mainly, yes, okay, will lead to, yes, okay, them having, yes, okay, the same spatial resolution. Is that clear? Now, ladies, if both of these pixels here is okay, also had same number of bits. Let's say that, okay, this pixel here had a total of 4 bits. So does this one here also had, okay, as a total of 4 bits. That would mainly lead to that, okay, both these pixels here will have the same contrast resolution. So one thing that is going to, yes, okay, we can say, okay, determine the contrast resolution. Mainly is okay by determining, yes, okay, what we call the contrast. Is going to be, yes, okay, the number of bits per pixel. So let us just look at that now. So it says, okay, bits per pixel. Okay. Now, if you find this, okay, said the lowest number of bits per pixel that was possible to have is 2. So the lowest possible number of bits that we could have in 1 pixel would be 2. And what would that mean? That would mainly mean that, okay, yes, or what that actually will be is that your pixel, mainly is because of just having 2 bits in it, only has 2 shades, or we can say it's okay, colors. Where those 2 colors are going to be nothing but just black and white. So if a pixel only had 2 shades or 2 colors in it, where one was black and one was white, that was what we call bistable. Did you guys remember that? So David Khomeini says, okay, what's going to be as okay, the lowest number of pixels, the lower number of bits per pixel, which was going to be as okay, that lowest number was going to be 2. That this pixel here only had 2 possible shades. Yeah, one was going to be black and one was going to be white. And I made this pixel here is okay being bistable. Or we can say it's okay. Or we also said that that was going to be as okay the smallest grayscale. Because I only had the 2 basic colors, black and white. Did that make sense? Now, what we said about that was that, okay, that was going to be as okay because that was going to mean that we had the greatest contrast. Because, okay, there couldn't be more, anything that would be more different from one another than, okay, the difference between black and white. But due to that greatest contrast of the shades per pixel, which was due to, okay, the lowest possible number of pixels or bits per pixel, this will actually mean it's okay that we will have the poorest contrast resolution. Because the only 2 colors that you will have on the image was black and white. Because it says, okay, in this instance, okay, here because there's no colors in between black and white, because there's no gray sheets. So any okay color on the dark side of the spectrum will just be displayed as black on your image. Anything as okay, any reflection that was light or bright would be displayed as white on your image. So due to that great contrast, yes, okay, you will have the poorest contrast resolution. Did that make sense? Now we can just say as okay, if we, let's say it's okay, just increase as okay the number of bits, and please keep in mind that that's going to be as okay the number of bits per pixel. The lowest number of bits per pixel that we could have was 2. Oh, sorry, one, sorry. 1. Okay. Lower number of bits per pixel was going to be 1. Which may as okay, eventually as okay, just makes up 2 sheets. Or 2 colors, where one is black and one is white. If we, for instance, say that if we increase the number of bits per pixels from 1 to, let's just say it's okay, 2. Now, well, okay, it's going to just okay, increase our grayscale. Okay, where we actually, it's okay, we'll say it's okay, now how many colors we will have on our grayscale here? Okay, it will increase the grayscale a little bit. Mainly because instead of just having 2 shades as we had for 1 pixel, we actually, it's okay, we'll have 4 shades now, or 4 colors. There we can say, okay, one is still going to be black. One is going to be white. And by we actually that's okay, just allow here it says okay, will be. We can say it's okay, dark gray. And we can say it's okay, light gray. Right, okay. Which may or mean that, okay, yes, in this instance, yes, okay, we have a greater grayscale. That greater grayscale is mainly, yes, okay, going to mean that, okay, yes, that would be, yes, okay, a lower contrast when we go from black to dark gray, from dark gray to light gray, from light gray to white, compared to what we had over here, where that was okay as, first of all, there was no shade of gray. It was just black and white. But maybe it's okay due to it's okay the lower contrast there, we can say it's okay that we in this case here will get a better contrast resolution. Did that make sense? Now we can, yes, okay, just for a comparison. EVS, okay, increase the number of bits even more. And says, okay, that if you increase the number of bits per pixel to, let's say, 5 bits per pixel. Now that is actually that's okay going to just okay lead to that we actually will have our even greater grayscale. Because in this case, it's okay, the shades of gray on our grayscale is going to be a total of 32 shades. Where we can say it's okay. Okay, yes. On one side, yes, okay, you still have black. On the other side, yes, okay, you still have white. Where you mainly will say it's okay, then okay, yes. What would be the possibility of different shades of gray between the black and white is that you have 30 different shades of gray. Okay, very actually, yes, okay, if you compare, yes, okay, the shades as you go from the darker to the lighter side, or vice versa from the lighter to the darker side, you will actually find that, okay, that there's going to be, as okay, when looking at all these 3 maps here, or is okay, the number of pixels, or is okay, we're looking at the map that this is going to have, okay, the lowest contrast, where you go from black to, you can say, the very, very dark gray to slightly lighter gray, even slightly lighter gray, slide, like that. Okay, at the other end, you just okay, end up with white, or mainly because of a greater variety of gray between black and white compared to up here, not to talk about up here. That actually is going to be, it's okay, the lowest contrast. And due to, yes, okay, if that is okay, it's okay, we can say the varieties of gray that okay, as may be able to fit into in a 1 pixel. Actually will cause that, okay, this one here will have the best contrast resolution. Did that make sense? So your contrast resolution, girls, is going to be as okay determined or dependent upon the number of bits per pixel. Where you straightforward can say as okay, the greater the number of bits per pixel, or okay, the greater is going to be as okay your grayscale. The greater your grayscale is okay, the lower will be the contrast between your okay shades of gray as you go from darker side to lighter side, or from lighter side to darker side. And due to that lower contrast, you will have a better or best contrast resolution. Did that make sense? Okay, but the lowest number of bits that you can have per pixel is going to be 1 bit. But actually that's okay, it just gives you as okay 2 shades. Or 2 shades or 2 colors, which will be bistable. So 1 bit per pixel gives you as okay bistable, where okay as there's only 2 shades, black and white. Which will be as okay the lowest as okay the greatest contrast, but then also as okay the lowest contrast resolution. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
So please, please, please. You can say, okay, the takeaway of today's class, or at least this part here, is your spatial resolution is determined by the number of pixels per square inch, which is your pixel density. Clear? Whereas, okay, your contrast resolution is going to be determined by as okay the number of shades of gray per pixel, which can be calculated by the number of bits per pixel. But where you can say is okay, the greater the number of bits per pixel, the greater the grayscale. The greater the grayscale, the lower the contrast. The lower the contrast, the better the contrast resolution. And vice versa. Is that clear? Okay. Now just take your lunch break, girls, and okay, as when we come back, I hope some of you have some questions for any of the topics that's okay for your midterm. So we can have a short review session. Okay, girls? So we'll be fair that I see you girls no later than 1:05.
Fair.
Okay, good. See you then. Hey, ladies, welcome back. Okay, girls. Yes, any questions?
Can we go over number 4 on page 157?
Say 157, right?
Yes.
157. So the question here is mainly is okay in terms of focus or diagram here. It means says okay, this was the PCT and okay, as the dimension of that was 9 millimeter. We have a beam. And where they mean is okay, just say that okay, as the focal depth is at 8 centimeters. Now you said okay, that's question number 4, right?
Yes.
And what question number 4 is mainly saying is okay, what is the best estimate for the resolution at 7 centimeters? Now, it should have been specified by us, okay, most likely it's okay, what they're talking about is okay as the lateral resolution at a depth of 7 centimeters. Now, what the main is okay, I've told about the main is okay, see in our diagram here is okay that the focal depth of what we also call is okay, the focal length is at 8 centimeters, which mainly means that okay, if this is at a distance of 8 centimeters, what we mainly will see is okay that if we look at the beam here, now this means it's okay going to be it's okay the side to side dimension that will be important. Will be half of what I want here, which is going to is okay be 4.5 millimeters. Is that clear? So what they may as okay says okay, what will be as okay the width of the beam at a depth of 7 centimeters. Now mainly because okay is before as okay the focal point, which is at 8 centimeters. The main number that we need to choose is going to be says okay, something that is going to is okay be bigger than 4.5 millimeters, but less than 9 millimeters. So which is the number here that is less than 1 millimeter? Oh, sorry, less than 9 millimeters, but greater than 4.5 millimeters is 5 millimeters. Did that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, it could even have been the same as okay, let's say it's a depth of, let's say it's okay, 6 centimeters. Even as okay, the same as okay as 5 centimeters, 4 centimeters, because it's made as okay, just an estimate. Okay, but the trick here mainly is that okay, yes, you just have okay, so half, yes, okay, what the, because if we look at the beam here, well, okay, as they say, it's okay, the height is 9 millimeter, but means okay, because this is using it's okay a circular, or it's okay a round PCT. That why we can also say it's okay that the width of the PCT, and oh, yes, okay, even here, yes, okay, at the very beginning, yes, okay, the width of the beam is going to be 9 millimeters as well, which is going to be halved at the focal point. Yeah, half of 9 is 4.5. Okay. Did that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
But they don't really, as okay, directly ask you, okay, what the width of the beam is going to be, but they mainly, as okay, ask about the resolution. Which resolution? Yes, okay, it will be as okay, lateral resolution. Anything else? Yes, ladies.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I didn't really understand in the exam review questions 89 through I think it's 92. It's all about intensity.
Okay, let's look. Back in the book, right? So
Yeah.
you say 89 to. Okay, let's see. 89. No, okay. So we can go as okay, yes, okay, question number 89. Now what they made is okay, just ask it, yes, okay, what happens when the power of an ultrasound beam is unchanged? And at the same time, the beam area is doubled. Now listen, look, my dear. And that's where it says, okay, word was okay, how we defined intensity. Okay, the definition was mainly going to be as okay, you can say a concentration of power per area. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Right, okay. There, okay, my dear, whenever you have something like this, you can mainly say as okay, that intensity. I mean, as okay, to establish as okay, the relationship between intensity and power. They as okay, in this case as okay, are going to be as okay, directly proportional, provided that okay, the area remains the same or constant. Where okay, on the other side, we can then say that okay, yes, and okay, yes, intensity is going to be as okay, inversely proportional to area. So what does this whole thing here mean is that okay, yes, if intensity increases, that would be as okay, because power increased, provided that area is constant, and vice versa. If intensity decreases, that's mainly because the power decreases. Because power and intensity is okay, we're directly proportional to one another. Whereas, okay, as the relationship between intensity and area is inversely proportional, which mainly means that, okay, yes, if the area increases, oh, please keep in mind, God, here, that, okay, in this case, that's, okay, that's when power is constant. The intensity will decrease. And, or on the other hand, if we say that, okay, yes, the area decreases, that's when the intensity will increase, but that's provided that the power is constant. Now, what do we have in our question here? It says, okay, what happens when a power in an ultrasound beam is unchanged? So we can say, okay, power is constant. Okay. And at the same time, the beam area doubles. Now we can say, okay, that area increases. As a matter of fact, how much is the increase? It is doubled. Okay. Now we can make this, okay, just take the examples and say power was constant. We could say, okay, let's say it's okay, 10 watts. So in one case, that's okay, we have 10 watts. And so do we have 10 watts. Okay. We can say it's okay here. This is where it's okay before the area is increased. So we may say that, okay, yes, if this was our beam, and we said, okay, yes, the area in this instance, yes, okay, was, let's say it's okay, 5 centimeters square. Let's just keep that blank. So 5 centimeters square. Now, when you divide these two, you say that's okay, because that's going to become, yes, okay, what your intensity will be. You actually will have, yes, okay, 2 watts per square centimeter. Now, what happens? We kept the power the same, but we actually, it's okay, double the area. So the area is now going to be doubled to 10 centimeters square. Now what becomes your intensity then? That's going to be, okay, that same 10 watts now divided by, okay, the doubled area, which is going to be, okay, 10 centimeters square. So it's okay, now your intensity is 1 watt per centimeter square. So you can actually say that, okay, yes, the intensity here is 1, where here was 2. So it's okay, the intensity is halved. Did that make sense, my dear?
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question? Now you can just go to question 90. If I say, yes, okay, the same relationships, that power is indirectly proportional to intensity. And we can say, okay, area is inversely proportional to intensity. So yes, okay, what happens to the acoustic beam's intensity when the power of the beam increases 25%, while the cross-section area remains the same? So here it's okay, we just says, okay, that we have 2 beams. And the areas remain the same. We can say, okay, 2 centimeters square. Right, okay. Now we can say it's okay that here our is okay power. For instance, okay was 10. Now it is increased by 25%. Now 25% means it's okay, will just be a quarter. So you can mainly say it's okay, that really is okay, your power is going to be, it's okay. 12 and a half. Okay. But, mainly because area remains the same. So we can mainly say, okay, that's not going to have any effect on the intensity. But mainly because, okay, the intensity increased 25%. Oh, sorry, power increased 25%. That's why, okay, is your intensity also going to increase 25%. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now just be watchful because, okay, if they say that, okay, the area increases or the power increased 25%. But it's okay if that other end also has said that the area reduces by 25%. Then you actually will have is, okay, the intensity of here and here are going to be the same. Okay. Any other question, my dear? Okay. So it is mainly as okay as long as you just okay understand these relationships here. You should be good. Anything else? Yes, ladies.
If you can go over 91.
'91. So what it says is, okay, is when the acoustic power or when the power of an acoustic beam is doubled. So we can say, okay, power E, power B, whatever. And okay, the power is increased. How much? It is doubled. While the cross-sectional area of the beam is halved. Area is halved. So we can say, okay, area B and area A and area B. Now, what can you say that this is going to do? This increase in the power twice is going to cause it, okay, over here, you will have an intensity which will be doubled, right? Did that make sense? Whereas over here, we say it's okay that the area is decreased to half. Now that decrease in the area to half is going to just, okay, cause a further increase in the intensity. Being doubled. So that's why it's okay, the intensity actually is going to just, okay, increase 4 times. Or if you are confused on how, you can just, okay, just go and say, well, okay, for some years, okay, any numbers. We can say, okay, the initial power was 10 watts. Now, when that is increased twice, what do you end up with here? 12 watts, right? Or 20 watts, right?
Right.
Yeah. Whereas, okay, we can see that, okay, here the area was, okay, it doesn't really matter. We can say it's okay, 5 square centimeters. But okay, the area is double, so you end up with, okay, as an area of 10 square centimeters. Did that make sense?
I still don't understand how in the area, if it was half, how it increased by 2.
Because what is the relationship between area and intensity?
Yes.
Oh.
So, okay, so the power and because power and intensity are directly related, if the power increased by 2, then intensity has to increase by 2. And that's
Will
going
be
to
double, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then at the same time, yes, okay, you reduce the area to half. Okay, sorry, I probably did that the wrong way, sorry. Because you can say, okay, just say, okay, that we had, okay, as an area here. Okay, just to make it simple. Well, okay, 10 square centimeters. But you reduce that to half, which is going to be 4 centimeters, 5 square centimeters, right? Did that make sense?
Yes.
So what is going to be your intensity here? It's made as, okay, just going to be as, okay, this 10 watts. But an area of 10 centimeters square. Which mainly makes your intensity become 1 watt per centimeter square. Now you double the power from 10 to 20. You halve the area from 10 to half 5. So what's going to be your new equation? It's going to be as, okay, 20 watts distributed in an area of 5 centimeters square. So 20 divided by 5 equals what? 4 watts per centimeter square. You can say it's like 4 as, okay, 4 is 4 times greater than 1.
Okay, now I get it.
Did that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, ladies.
I don't know if we talked about it, but I was reading the chapter about subdicing, and it says that subdicing only happens in linear array transducers. So when we learned about subdicing, it's just in linear array transducers?
Yeah, you
I
can
didn't
put
put that
that
in
way.
my notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, as like I said, like subdicing is mainly it's okay, just like okay, having a cake, slicing it into just okay, XYZ number of pieces. But that yes, okay, eat the cake as a whole. Like Cookie Monster or Cake Monster. Okay. Oh yes, okay. The actual mechanism that yes, okay, you need to yes, okay, know about is prime, yes, okay, apodization. And oh yes, okay, dynamic aperture. Yes. Anything else, ladies? Anything else?
No,
Okay, so Jennifer is ready to take the midterm tomorrow.
no, I want to study some more. I don't have any questions.
So that would mean that you are ready to take the midterm tomorrow.
No, I got to work on memorizing things.
My dear, for how long would you be able to just okay keep on memorizing?
Well, I've been going chapter by chapter, so I still gotta, work on some of the newer
Okay.
ones.
So what's the relationship between yes, okay, frequency and focal depth?
They're directly related. Oh,
Or okay, they're directly related. Good. Okay. How is slice thickness and transverse resolution related in an annular array transducer?
What was the question? Slice thickness and how is it related to annular array?
How is it related to transverse resolution in an annular array transducer?
I know that the annular array, because it's circle, is a round shape, that the width and the height is the same, which makes mechanical and annular array transducers are actually, it makes the slice thickness is the better transducers for slice thickness.
Or when you say related, what would that mean?
Directly.
That That when one increases, would the other increase or remain the same or will decrease?
It would, if yeah, it would be directly then. It would be if one.
Exactly, directly related, right? Hey,
Before you ask me another question, I don't, I can't get the PCT thickness and I think it's the frequency, is it? When we're talking about the relationships between them two. It's not sticking.
it's not sticking. Okay, let's see if we can apply some glue to it.
Thank you.
Okay, dear, look. So please, okay, yes. Frequency and PCT thickness relationship. Now just go back and say, well, okay, yes, the thickness of the PCT was equal to, yes, okay, 1/2 of the wavelength. Where you mainly could say, yes, okay, that if you had a PCT with a great thickness, what would that do? That will produce a cycle with a greater wavelength. Right? Whereas, okay, we had a PCT with a smaller thickness or lower thickness or lesser thickness, where we actually says, okay, that will be as okay, thinner. Mainly as okay, will produce a wave with a shorter wavelength. Did that make sense?
Yes.
And now yes, okay, just have yes, okay, now as okay, where is the relationship between wavelength and frequency? Well, my dear, these two here were inversely proportional. That would mainly mean that, okay, yes, a PCT or a transducer that produced waves with a greater wavelength because of a thicker PCT will be a low frequency transducer. Whereas if you just go the opposite way, you say, yes, okay, a transducer that, okay, has had a produced wavelengths that was smaller because of a thinner PCT or a lesser thickness of the PCT will be a high frequency transducer. So what can you establish from that? That, okay, yes, the frequency of the transducer is inversely proportional to the PCT thickness. Right? Because here, green arrow was a low frequency, was because we had a big PCT. And or vice versa. High frequency transducer because of a thin PCT or less thickness.
Okay. Thank you.
Or if you just, that's okay, just want, just okay, memorize it directly. Well, okay. That's here. Here, yes, okay, me, yes, okay, just related. The PCC thickness to, yes, okay, to the size of the wavelength. Smuggle that into the equation, and then I go again, wavelength, yes, okay, relationship to frequency. So what was ideal for diagnostic imaging? We can mainly say, yes, okay. The thinner the PCC, or yes, okay, lesser thickness, because I was going to give us, okay, as a higher frequency. And why was higher frequency transducers ideal for diagnostic imaging? Mainly because, okay, that high frequency, well, okay, we said was going to have, okay, as a small wavelength. And what that small wavelength actually is, okay, will do is show a spatial pulse length, which may mean that we will have a lower axial resolutions numerical value. And what we know is that, okay, the lower the numerical value of any resolution is going to just, okay, make it better. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Clear? Now, although, my dear, they will say, okay, well, greater frequency, lower wavelength, just, okay, lower spatial pulse length and lower numerical value of the axial resolution, and which gives you as, okay, a better axial resolution. Okay, but they may trick you. Not just you, any of the girls, any of you can be tricked. And they say, it's okay, what if we had a lower period? Versus, let's say, it's okay, greater period. Which of these two transducers here will have, yes, okay, better, and or we can say is okay, poor axial resolution. Now just keep in mind, my dear, that okay, yes, that here's okay, wavelength is directly proportional to period, which mainly mean that okay, yes, a low wavelength actually does okay mean that okay, you have a shorter period. And oh yes, okay, that short period was going to yes, okay, be yes, higher frequency. So you have okay, a lower period, which actually is okay, may mean that okay, you have a lower pulse duration. But indirectly mean that you have a better axial resolution. Whereas, okay, yes, for the greater period, that greater period actually is okay, indirectly means that you have okay as a greater wavelength. Clear? That greater wavelength may mean that okay, that oh, you have a greater spatial pulse length, which may mean that okay, the numerical value of the axial resolution will be good, higher, which may cause it to be poor. But we also know that okay, that higher, greater period will have okay as an equally or reciprocally lower frequency. Did that make sense?
Yes.
So we can say, okay, a pulse that is greater in, yes, okay, physical length. Or you can say, okay, shorter in physical length. But also, yes, okay, have a lower pulse duration. That is okay. Either of these here being low vein or is okay, be because of a high frequency. Right, okay. Now, how do we get that high frequency? It's mainly as okay by a thinner PCT. Well, okay, that thinner PCT is going to just, okay, just produce circles or cycles are with a short wavelength. And vice versa. So it's okay. A thicker PCT is okay, that will be as okay, a greater wavelength. There, okay, as then comes the other thing is okay, a ringing. Okay. How many cycles do you have in a pulse? Which, okay, I say if you multiply that by the wavelength, we could tell me as okay, your spatial pulse length. Whereas, okay, you multiply that by the period, will become the pulse duration. But since both period and wavelength are reciprocal, also inversely proportional to the frequency, I mean, greater frequency, lower wavelength, lower frequency, greater wavelength. How was this wavelength? That's okay, related to the thickness directly. Okay, but please keep in mind, my dear, it is thickness of the PCT. It is not the width. Your width of the PCT may play a role in the lateral resolution. All dependent upon us, okay, the width of the PCT, that will affect the width of the beam. But you can say wider PCTs will form as okay, wider beams. Wider beams as okay, even at the focus are still going to be wider than beams that okay, as were narrow at their origin because of less wide PCTs, which are going to be even narrower on the side to side at the focus. Is that clear?
Yes.
Right, okay. So if I say it's okay, the width of the PCT or crystal or active element or whatever I want to call it. Okay. That width is not going to have anything to do with the frequency of the transducer. That will be the thickness. And then only applies for your continuous wave transducer, pulse wave transducer, which we also may know as imaging transducers. Where on the other hand, Rico says, okay, continuous wave transducers would be non-imaging transducers, therapeutic transducers, or you can even go as, okay, tricky Mickey and say it's okay, non-pulsing transducer. Did you ladies get that?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Can we go over dynamic frequency tuning?
Dynamic frequency tuning. Listen here. And that's why I say it's okay. You probably that's okay. We'll have to, it's okay to relate that to bandwidth. But anyways, we say it's okay at bandwidth. What was the bandwidth? We mean it says, okay, in the bandwidth, we may have, okay, as a maximum frequency. At the other spectrum of the bandwidth, we will have, okay, as a minimum frequency. And what we actually is, okay, will have in between is a frequency which may be lesser than the maximum, but greater than the minimum. We may have, okay, as another frequency, which is going to be as, okay, lesser than the maximum. But closer to the minimum. And likewise, something like this. So these are made as, okay, we say we have the maximum frequency, we have the minimum frequency, and in between, that's okay, we just have, in this case, we just take, okay, yes, 3 sub-bands of frequencies. Now, what your dynamic frequency tuning is going to be all about is, because, okay, when we get an image, okay, now we already know that, okay, as higher frequency, what would that lead to? Well, yeah, the highest frequency is going to be, okay, the lowest penetration. Primarily, that's okay, due to most attenuation. So in your image, that's okay, we can make that, okay, the superficial parts is going to be made up of the highest frequency of your bandwidth. Now, mainly because it says, okay, dynamic frequency. Now, mean that's not going to be using as, okay, just the maximum frequency, but it's going to go from frequency or frequency. That falls within your bandwidth. But your main thing says, okay, what comes deeper to that will be this, which is going to just, okay, be scanned by this lower frequency. Where, okay, as we just go to the deeper one, which will be scanned by this frequency. Where we go to the deeper one, which is scanned by this frequency. And the lowest frequency is okay, may reach to, as okay, what is that? Okay, the maximum. Okay. So may is okay because it doesn't stand at one frequency, but it's okay, change from frequency to frequency to frequency to frequency across the bandwidth. But it's okay, the deepest part of the portion of our image that is going to be scanned is going to just, okay, be formed by the lowest frequency, because the lowest frequency is going to just, okay, have the greatest penetration. Why will it have the greatest penetration? Mainly because of the lowest attenuation of all these frequencies here. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
So it says, okay, that the frequency is, okay, jumps from subband to subband to subband to subband to subband in your bandwidth. And that's why we call it dynamic. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, girls. So now tomorrow we may, that's okay. You can say, okay, continue on with chapter 15. Just looking at, okay, as the equation of, okay, as how to, we can say, okay, calculate the number of bits per pixel, and then go on to, yes, okay, pre and post processing in a little bit more further detail, and then talk about, yes, okay, different kinds of magnifications. At least we can get that much done. Okay, girls?
Okay.
Okay, girls. I guess I see you ladies tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. Have a nice day.
You too.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Yeah.